Hey, good morning from the office. I am your host, BKP. Welcome to North Georgia's only live online morning show. You know, every morning at 8 o'clock, I understand, folks, if you're new this morning, you will understand this momentarily, but, you know, Sam asks me every morning at 8 o'clock if I'm ready. Really, folks? Really? Ask me if I'm ready to get here at 8 o'clock to do this show? Really? No, I know. She has to tell me what time it is. She says, are you ready? Just something about when they say in the morning, are you ready? Yeah. Now listen, folks, I have to be clear on this show this morning. Nothing I say, please understand, nothing I say is in arrogance. It's just questioning some things. Am I the only one that gets it? Now, I know if you're watching, you get it too, because the audience here, I understand that. But am I the only one that gets it, understands the direction they're going? Yesterday, do you think, I've asked these questions. Here's some questions I asked, okay? Our phone number is 706-889-9700. You can email us, chief@fetchernews.com. If you'd like to see several of the questions I've asked, you can find those on our Facebook page or on Twitter. Can you put that up there, Sam, just for a minute? There's our email, and there's our phone number. You can text me. I have it here all throughout the show. You can look at the questions I've asked this morning on Fetcher News, at Fetcher News, or at fyntv.com. But here's some of the questions I asked this morning. Do you believe, and I want to know, that former President Barack Obama had anything to do with surveillance at Trump Tower? Folks, yesterday, I have not seen a defense team for anyone in my lifetime assembled since the OJ trial. I'm serious. Since the OJ trial. I know that sounds like I'm making a joke here. I've not seen a defense team. I've not seen a defense team for President to try to clear President Barack Obama's good name. That's the intention here. From Adam Schiff, from the media. The media has taken it upon themselves to act as former President Barack Obama's defense team. I'm serious. They are making a mockery out of yesterday's hearings with Comey. They're making a mockery out of that. And Admiral, what's the Admiral's name again? I forget the Admiral's name. Put up the Admiral there. Do you have his name in front of you there, Sam? Put up James Comey there. It should be written down. Admiral
Michael Rogers?
Yeah, Michael Rogers, right? Admiral Michael Rogers. Okay. Admiral Michael Rogers, yesterday, this is the look on the guy's face. We're going to dig into this morning. This is the look on the guy's face because the only serious, I watched all 5 hours yesterday. Yes, I watched all 5 hours of this yesterday because I wanted to see it. And the only serious questions that dealt with a crime, a potential crime here, came from Trey Gowdy. We'll put that up in a minute, okay? Trey Gowdy. Go ahead and put James Comey's picture up, okay? Here's Comey and Mike Rogers, Admiral Mike Rogers there, together in the hearing. And Comey knows at the end, when Trey Gowdy did his closing argument, when Trey Gowdy said to Comey yesterday, we have innuendo, we have rumor, we have hearsay, we have sources. There was a connection between Comey and Trey Gowdy that Comey, to me, was trying to say, James Comey, FBI director, was trying to say, I understand. I mean, you know, they hear this, they say this, whatever. Do you think President Barack, put up Trey Gowdy's picture. Go ahead, throw that up. Find that. And I may jump around, Sam. I apologize. I know you're trying to get ready. Here's Trey Gowdy yesterday, South Carolina. This guy is for real, okay? This guy is for real. He was the only solid. Now, throughout the media this morning, they are taking Trey Gowdy to task. They are taking him to task, and they are saying how he fixated on trying to find a loophole that Obama may have been involved in this unmasking of General Flynn, okay? So anyhow, he's asking the only serious questions. Everybody else, now the media is calling it a bombshell today, and the only bombshell they have is they feel, this is the dream team, this is the Obama dream team of attorneys. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, okay, CNN, MSNBC, the Washington Post, the New York Times. This guy has assembled a dream team media to clear his name. And the one thing you're hearing all over the media that you will not hear here is you will not hear me say that Barack Obama was cleared yesterday in potential wiretapping of Trump Tower. Now, my question to you, and I'm going to give you my answer, and then I'm going to work backwards, okay? Well, some people think I work backwards on a daily basis, but I'm going to give you my answer first. Do you think President Barack Obama, at the time he's President of the United States, do you think President Barack Obama, okay, was involved in surveillance of Trump Tower? That's the question. Now, number one, let me break down President Donald Trump's tweet, wiretapping 140 characters. I think, the President of the United States has not said this, but I think that when President Donald Trump tweeted that out, that Barack Obama had Trump Tower wiretap, I think he was speaking in a generality that the whole entire Trump organization, the whole entire Trump campaign, the entire time at rallies, Corey Lewandowski, you name it, Kellyanne Conway, Paul Manafort, you name it, no matter who was involved with the campaign, I do believe President Barack Obama, that he feels there was surveillance of them at all times. So I said, let's get past the alligator clips down in the basement of Trump Tower with a guy with an earpiece in listening to the 17th floor or whatever. Let's get past that. Okay, you go over here to a salad bar, to a salad bar, or you go to a Pizza Hut, and you know your phone knows you're at Pizza Hut and says, do you want to check in? So surveillance of Trump Tower, yes. Okay, do you think that Barack Obama was involved in surveillance in any way, shape, or form? I'm going to tell you my answer. Yes, I do. They did not vindicate him. They did not clear him yesterday with me. They did not. Now, let me say this. President Donald Trump went to Kentucky yesterday. First of all, there's a couple things here. Put up the president at Kentucky. I think that's what it is, or rally I have yesterday. I have a picture of him with the rally. I forget how I have it named. Okay. Here's President Donald Trump in Louisville last night, Louisville, Kentucky. All right. First of all, I went down there to console Rick Pitino, and I was right. Your host, BKP, he said, I wanted to come down and tell you what a great basketball game, but whatever. You know, I love when the New Yorker comes out in the guy. So anyhow, he goes down there. He's got 16,000 people, okay? 16,000 people in Kentucky. Now, whatever Comey said yesterday concerning the Russians wanted to influence our election, I think Comey went on to say that the Russians felt Trump did not stand a chance and they wanted to influence Hillary Clinton's presidency. I'm going to tell you, those 16,000 people in Kentucky that packed that place to see Donald Trump, do you not think that those people have heard the fake news for the last 2 weeks talk about how Kentucky would be hurt the most by the American Health Care Act, okay? Do you not think those people know that the media has been using them as an example of who would get hurt the most? Do you not think they believe that Donald Trump, they're out to get Donald Trump? Those people in that room. Do you believe the people in that room, the people in Wisconsin, the farmers in Wisconsin, do you believe the auto workers in Michigan, do you believe any of those people, the coal miners in West Virginia, the coal miners in Pennsylvania, the steel workers, do you believe they went and voted based on any kind of Russian influence in anything? Do you not think that the people in the rural area could not wait to get to the polls to vote, no matter what, to say no to Hillary Clinton, reject Barack Obama, and say we want Donald Trump as president, that it took any Russian influence? You're absolutely wrong. It did not. The Russians did not influence this election in rural America. They did not. Absolutely not. So, moving right along from that, okay, let's look at a couple things here. Let's play. There's a couple things I want to do here. I believe that Barack Obama was involved in surveillance of Donald Trump. I believe crimes have been committed, and I believe the only crime that actually was discussed yesterday in a serious way was the unmasking. Now, you may need to pay attention to this, folks. If you're not listening, you need to pay attention. Don't pay attention to the dog and pony show that the media is putting on about the Russian connection to Paul Manafort and all these things. The only real crime. See, they have no evidence. They have no proof. All their proof and evidence at this time that they called evidence. I watched Democrat after Democrat say, well, we have evidence. But you didn't see Comey corroborate the evidence, okay? Every time they asked, you got to pay attention. Comey would say, we do not see any evidence of that. There was very few times that Comey said there is no evidence. He said, we do not see evidence of that, okay? Okay. I believe he was. So I'm going to play a 2-minute video. This is Trey Gowdy. I'll tell you when to stop it. I need to get my headphones. I'm going to play. Go ahead and start that video. I will play a 2-minute video. I forgot to get my headphones of Trey Gowdy yesterday. Listen to the only serious questions and who he asked if had access. Go to that video, Sam.
Do you know whether Director Clapper knew the name of the U.S. citizen that appeared in the New York Times and Washington Post?
I can't say in this forum because, again, I don't want to confirm that there was classified information in the newspaper.
Would he have access to an unmasked name?
In some circumstances, sure. He was the Director of National Intelligence, but I'm not talking about the particular.
Would Director Brennan have access to an unmasked U.S. citizen's name?
In some circumstances, yes.
Would National Security Advisor Susan Rice have access to an unmasked U.S. citizen's name?
I think yes, in general, and any other National Security Advisor would, I think, as a matter of their ordinary course of their business.
Would former White House advisor Ben Rhodes have access to an unmasked U.S. citizen's name?
I don't know the answer to that.
Would former Attorney General Loretta Lynch have access to an unmasked U.S. citizen's name?
In general, yes, as would any Attorney General.
So that would also include Acting AG Sally Yates?
Same answer.
Did you brief President Obama on, well, I'll just ask you, did you brief President Obama on any calls involving Michael Flynn?
I'm not going to get into either that particular case, that matter, or any conversations I had with the President, so I can't answer that.
Well, Director Comey, there's been some speculation this morning on motive. I'm not all that interested in motive. First of all, it's really hard to prove. Secondarily, you never have to prove it. But I get that people want to know. I get the jury always wants to know why. I think you and I can agree there are a couple of reasons that you would not have to unlawfully, feloniously disseminate classified material. It certainly wasn't done to help an ongoing criminal investigation because you already had the information, didn't you?
Again, I can't answer in the context of this particular matter.
How about in theory? Is there something a reporter would have access to that the head of the FBI would not?
It's hard for me to answer. I would hope not when it relates to the
I would
FBI's
hope
work.
not too, since it's part of our surveillance programs. I would hope that you had access to everything as the head of the world's premier law enforcement agency. I would hope that you had it all. So if you had it all, the motive couldn't have been to help you because you already had it. And Admiral Rogers, the motive couldn't have been to help you because you already had it. So in the universe of possible motives for the felonious dissemination of classified material, we could rule out wanting to help the intelligence communities and the law enforcement communities. Those are two motives that are gone now. That leaves some more nefarious motives. Is the investigation into the leak of classified information, has it begun yet?
I can't say because I don't want to confirm that that was classified information.
Well, I don't want to quarrel with you, Director Comey, and I do understand that you cannot ordinarily confirm or deny the existence of an investigation. But you did it this morning, citing DOJ policy, given the gravity of the fact pattern. Would you not agree that surveillance programs that are critical, indispensable, vital to our national security, some of which are up for reauthorization this fall, that save American lives and prevent terrorist attacks, also rises to the level of important?
I think those programs are vital, and leaks of information collected pursuant to court order under those programs are terrible, and as I said in my opening statement, should be taken very, very seriously. What I don't ever want to do is compound what bad people have done and confirm something that's in the newspaper, because sometimes the newspaper gets it right. There's a whole lot of wrong information allegedly about classified activities that's in the newspaper. We don't call them and correct them either. That's another big challenge, but we just don't go anywhere near it because we don't want to help and compound the offense that was committed.
I understand that, Director Comey, and I'm trying really hard not to get you.
You know, I could stay and watch Gowdy's, Trey Gowdy's interview there, questioning the entire. What are the motives? What are the motives? It is serious. Unmasking a U.S. citizen. Even when the FBI gets the information and gets the phone call, it will say citizen 1, citizen 2. Unmasking means to reveal the individual's name, an American citizen's name. You can unmask. General Flynn was unmasked. You could be unmasked. Okay? Who had access? Now let's roll down these really quick because I'm going to have to move on. Susan Rice. Susan Rice. Yeah. No, Susan Rice wouldn't lie, would she? She wouldn't go on all the morning shows and lie. Who could have access? Susan Rice. Can you not find that picture?
Yes.
Okay. I know I'm putting a lot of stuff out there, and I've given her several things. Susan Rice. No. She wouldn't lie, would she? Let's go with Loretta Lynch. Loretta Lynch wouldn't sit on the tarmac out in Arizona on a plane with former President Bill Clinton and then lie and say they were talking about their grandkids for 25 minutes, right? No, she wouldn't lie. She could have had access. How did this get into paper? What about James Clapper? Oh, Clapper. No, we've already caught him lying, haven't we? Did he not lie under oath about the collection of data, the program? Oh, no. Clapper had access. James Brennan. What about James Brennan? Did he have access? Yeah, James Brennan had access. What about Sally Yates? Remember Sally Yates? Sally Yates is the Democrat hero. Remember she went to Atlanta, her and Eric Holder in Atlanta, and she was held up as the Democrat hero for what? She was the acting, remember? Trey Gowdy said, would the acting member have Department of Justice Attorney General Sally Yates? Yeah. In her capacity, yeah. Why did she get fired by Donald Trump? For not enforcing the travel ban, the executive order? Sally Yates, would she have? Would Ben Rhodes have access? Have you briefed the president? I'm not going to discuss any conversations with the president of the United States. Now, I think, okay, that was the only serious questioning yesterday. Judge Napolitano, another firestorm. Let's pull up Judge Napolitano there. You got the Judge Andrew Napolitano. There he is. That's Judge Andrew Napolitano, number one judicial correspondent for Fox News, right? All right, that's Judge. Fox News pulls Judge Napolitano, okay, over Trump wiretap claims. Leave him up there. Fox senior judicial analyst Judge Napolitano is being kept off the air indefinitely amid the controversial over his unverified claims that British intelligence. Now pay attention to British intelligence in this, okay? Okay? British intelligence wiretapped Donald Trump at the behest of former President Obama. See, they're trying to say that British intelligence worked with Obama to keep Obama's fingerprints off of this if this day would ever come. If this day would ever come and it was discovered or questioned if President Barack Obama was involved, okay, let's keep our prints off this day could come. So Napolitano spills the beans. Fox News did not respond to inquiries about Napolitano's statement Monday. Napolitano was conspicuously missing from the network's coverage of the confirmation hearings on the Supreme Court Neil Gorsuch. Usually they'd have Judge Napolitano on there talking about Supreme Court, Neil Gorsuch. The hearings yesterday are confirmation hearings, an event in which typically would have played a significant role. He has not been on the air since Thursday. People familiar with the situation who could speak only on condition of said Napolitano is, they can't speak, anonymous. All right, we'll just say that. Anonymous sources, okay, could not speak, but said Napolitano is not expected to be on Fox News Channel anytime in the near future. Why? Napolitano was not available for comment. On March 4th, President Trump first tweeted the accusation that Obama ordered his wires tapped in Trump Tower. Okay, nothing found, Trump tweeted. This is McCarthyism. The tweet has been widely discredited. By who? Obama's defense team, right? The media. But last week, Napolitano heightened the controversy and caused a major embarrassment for Fox News. Who else went and corrected it? Oh, he corrected it? Was, what's his name? Shepard Smith. The tweet discredited last week. Napolitano heightened the controversy and caused a major embarrassment for Fox News. Okay, he presented the scenario on several programs that backed the accusation. The former New Jersey Superior Court judge cited unnamed sources, said that the British Foreign Survey Agency, now wait a minute, we're going somewhere with this, the government communication headquarters most likely provided Obama with the transcripts of Trump's recorded calls. By bypassing all American intelligence services, Obama would have access to what he wanted with no Obama administration fingerprints. Remember, Trey Gowdy started putting fingerprints on it, okay? That's what Trey Gowdy did, started putting fingerprints, okay? All right, I got to get to this, all right? They went after Trump on this, okay? The rebuttal did not stop President Trump from citing Napolitano as a source again when he was with Angela Merkel. He said, ask Fox News, okay? And then Napolitano said on one program, Fox News has spoken to the intelligence community members who believe that surveillance did occur, and that was done by British intelligence. They refuted it. Fox News said, nope, it never happened. All right, didn't take place. Napolitano stands by his comments, okay? In a statement read on Fox News program Media Buzz on Sunday, Napolitano defended his comments. He said, reported what the sources told me, reported it accurately, and I do believe the substance of what they told me. Napolitano believes that, okay? Now, who is this guy here? Because see, Trey Gowdy's looking for the motive, and I'm going to give you the motive in just a minute because we got to go. Christopher Steele. Put up Christopher Steele. Now, this is the best picture I got because these spies actually do not show up. These spies really do not like to show up at Sears Portrait Day with the family to have a nice, clear headshot so that you can describe them later. So I couldn't find a better one. Who is Christopher Steele? Oh, the former British spy. Does he have access maybe to British intelligence? Who created the Donald Trump dossier? Remember that? That's Christopher Steele. Who is Christopher Steele? Author of the explosive Trump Russia dossier, or whatever, dossier, all right? I got to move along. Yesterday, the questioning, all hearsay, dossier. You know, Christopher Steele, who wrote the reports on compromising material Russian operative alleged had collected on the U.S. elect President Trump, is a former officer in Britain's secret intelligence service, according to people familiar with his career. Former Britain intelligence officials said Mr. Steele spent years under diplomatic cover working for the agency, also known as M16, in Russia and Paris, and at a foreign Commonwealth office in London. So do you think there's a possibility with a former British spy that has this much connection in the intelligence community in Britain that wrote this dossier? Do you think there could be something anywhere to this? That maybe somebody over there helped Obama? Maybe. I'm just saying. You know, the only difference between me and Judge Napolitano, I own the place, so you can't kick me off the air for saying it. Do I think so? Yeah, I think there's something to it. I definitely think there's something to it. Okay, here's the bottom line. What's the motive? To impeach Donald Trump. They won't stop until they impeach President Donald Trump. Won't stop. They're going to say, here's what you're going to start hearing, is we have to see the president's tax returns so we can clearly know what his true relationship to Russia is. We have to see the tax returns. That's what it is. And they want to impeach your president of the United States. So I think Obama has something to do with the surveillance of Donald Trump and his team all through the campaign, during the transition. Absolutely, I do. What other pictures did I leave there that we've not used this morning so I can throw them up here because I got to get Carla in here? Which, just throw them up there and I'll say something. Pick ones that you haven't seen me throw up yet. Oh, that's Adam Schiff. He is the next to ranking member. He is the Democrat ranking member yesterday. It was important that he continued to push Comey on hearsay and innuendo. Go ahead. Who else do I have? Do I have anybody? There's General Flynn, that his calls were unmasked. You better pay attention to that. That's the crime yesterday, and there's more of it coming down the road. Who leaked this on the Washington Post and New York Times? Any other pictures I didn't use? I used Clapper already. Why you make me have to look at him twice? Holy smokes. That's all of them. Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're going to, up next is Carla's Corner. President Donald Trump is meeting with Republicans on Capitol Hill today to talk about his health care plan. I'm going to tell you later today why I think we have to pass the health care bill. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that, wait a minute, What happened here? You've been telling us just yesterday, bucket 3 was for suckers. Are you going to come here this morning and tell us we have to pass the health care bill? I will explain, all right? Let's see, FBI investigating Donald Trump. Do you believe the Trump Tower was under surveillance? Yes. Do you think the 16,000 in Kentucky think that it was under surveillance? Yes. Oh, yesterday, Schiff asked yesterday. Put Schiff's picture up. I got to go, but put that back up if you don't mind. He's asking yesterday, has this hurt our relationship with our allies? Talking about Angela Merkel, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and now British with the comments on the concerning possibly British intelligence involved. He had to. Has this hurt our relationship with our allies? Okay. Judge Napolitano, Trey Gowdy. All right, I think we got everything. I'm your host. I'm running late. I got to get Carla in here. We have our 6th Congressional District interview at 9 o'clock, and then at 9:30, we're going to get right back on this, and I'm going to tell you why we have to pass the health care bill and what you should call and tell your congressman, if it's Doug Collins or whoever, about the health care bill and some other things you might want to call your congressman about. I'm your host, BKP, running a little long. Sam, take us to break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we make everything better. It all starts with a huge new Chevy selection. Then we heap on the discounts to make sure your Chevy